let's get started with our presentation. So again, it's summertime, it's hot. So I thought of these apps that you might be able to use in the summer in different respects. So I had fun creating this presentation, and as I always say, you guys are the creme de la creme of the program. So I appreciate you all getting on to today's presentation. I'm going to go ahead and read our disclaimer. The Wilderness Technology Alliance DC Senior iPad program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information and any applications or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile and device applications, and any social media pages maintained by the WildTech DC Senior iPad program, its owners or presenters, as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thank you so much for letting me read the disclaimer. If you cannot see me or hear the video, please unmute yourself and let me know. But I'd appreciate it if you could save your questions for the end, either by raising your hand or even putting your question in the chat. I may be able to answer it during the session, but we have so much limited time with you all, so you want to make the most of it. So just be sure to, if you have a question, just put it in the chat or raise your hand, and we have our discussion at the end to ask any questions. And last but not least, just make sure to the best of your ability, your cell phones are silent, your TVs are muted, so that we're all able to hear the information. Thank you so much. So today we'll be covering all about summer. So fun facts, lots of videos, just tidbits and fun facts for you all to use in your daily discussions. We'll be covering 3 apps today. We'll be covering the Maps app provided by Apple, Eventbrite, where you can actually reserve and actually get tickets for different events in your local area, and a knowledge or brain game called Trivia Crack. So it's a very, very popular. It's been out for quite a while. So I remember playing it as a kid. So it's nice that I'll be able to show that app to you all, and it teaches you a lot. So let's have some fun with that. Last but not least, we'll have our overview and discussion, and just talk about your summer and 2023. So again, all about summer. So summer is, of course, as you may know, one of the 4 seasons in many parts of the world, characterized by warm or hot weather. Okay, it is typically associated with longer days, abundant sunlight like today, and higher temperatures. The origins of summer can be traced back to the Earth's axial tilt and its orbit around the sun. During summer, the hemisphere tilted towards the sun experiences more direct sunlight, resulting in warmer temperatures. The exact cultural and historical significance of summer varies across different societies and regions. It is often celebrated as a time for vacations, outdoor activities, and enjoying nature's bounty. I love me a good farmer's market, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's just a little bit about summer. So next we're gonna watch a video on what is the summer solstice and why summer is summer. So let's see what they have to say.
Hey, Guess Whatters, are you excited for summer? I know that we are here, and the summer's already hot, but did you know it's not officially summer until the summer solstice? The summer solstice happens every year between June 20th and June 22nd. And this is when the sun reaches its highest altitude in the northern hemisphere. And because the calendar doesn't exactly match the Earth's rotation, the exact time changes somewhat every year. But this makes it the longest day of the year, with sunlight that lasts for 17 hours. It's also not uncommon to see people staying out a bit later during this time of the year. And during the summer solstice, it seems that the sun just lingers in the sky for a few days around June 20th to June 22nd. And did you know that astronomers can determine the exact moment of the solstice? But this moment varies from year to year. So even though your calendar might say June 1st is the first day of summer, summer actually begins when the summer solstice happens. You see, meteorologists break the year into 4 different seasons, which are summer, fall, winter, and spring. And the summer solstice always happens later than the first day of summer that are written on the calendar. The summer solstice begins when the tilt of the Earth's axis is most inclined towards the sun directly above the Tropic of Cancer, and we'll learn more about that in a few minutes. The winter solstice, which is the opposite of the summer solstice, happens around December 20th to 22nd. The winter solstice is the
6 months
exact
later.
opposite of the summer solstice. The winter solstice is when the Earth's axis is tilted furthest away from the sun, marking the beginning of winter. And have you ever wondered why days seem longer during the summer? Well, it's because of the way the Earth revolves around the sun. See, if you live in the northern hemisphere, the half of the world that is north of the equator, then you have the longest days of the year in June, usually again around June 20th to 22nd, and that's the summer solstice. And this is when the tilt of the Earth's axis is most tilted towards the sun, again directly above the Tropic of Cancer. The winter solstice happens when the Earth's axis is tilted furthest away from the sun.
Yep,
And the
least
greatest
amount of
tilt
sunlight.
towards the sun is 23.44 degrees, which is known as the Tropic of Cancer. In the rest of the year, the Earth's tilt on its axis is approximately 23.5 degrees and causes the sun's path in the sky to rise and fall each day. And the Earth's atmosphere can bend light over the horizon in different amounts. And this also depends on the weather, which, believe it or not, can change the sunrise and sunset times by up to an entire minute.
A minute. Did you know that?
But what happens if you live in the southern hemisphere, you might ask, the other half of the world south of the equator? Well, believe it or not, everything flips.
Yeah.
This means that in the southern hemisphere, the longest day of the year is actually December 21st to 22nd. That's why in Australia, you might see some people swimming at the beach during Christmas, and we're in the colder, more wintry weather here. And did you know that the word
Isn't that
solstice
so
comes from the
fascinating?
Latin words for sun and standing still? And this is
Solstice means sun and stand still.
Deal.
More you know.
because the sun's position in the sky at noon does not look like it changes all that much during the summer solstice and its surrounding days. So now you might be wondering, well, since the summer solstice is the longest day of the year and gets the most sunlight, well, why does it become hotter about a month or two later? Well, that's because of the Earth's water. See, the Earth's surface is covered up mostly by water, and it takes a while to both heat up and cool down.
Yes.
And because of this, Earth's temperature takes several weeks to catch up to the sun. Do you know that many cultures and civilizations have recognized the sun's northern and southern changes for more than 5,000 years? This includes the Egyptians as well as Celts. And did you know that the most
Stonehenge.
popular tradition around the world for the summer solstice is making a bonfire? Why? Well, bonfires are said to honor the fullness of the sun. And bonfires are also created for superstitious reasons, like pushing away evil and mischievous spirits, and also to bring good fortune. And many activities such as singing and dancing around the bonfire continue to this day in many different parts of the world. So if you want to celebrate the summer solstice, think about some things you can do to honor the sun in your part of the world. Also, during the summer solstice, places in the Arctic Circle may only see the sun on the horizon at midnight, and all places north of it will see the sun above the horizon for a full 24 hours a day. Wow. So now you know when it's officially summer. It's not on June 1st. Did you know that already, or did you learn something new from watching this video? If you did, and also liked,
Oh wow, that's so interesting, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope you learned something from that video, just like he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in summer, these are some common celebrations that you might hear of, or maybe your first time hearing of it. So we just covered the summer solstice. It's the longest day of the year. and marks the official beginning of summer in the Northern Hemisphere, right?
Yeah.
Of course, we just celebrated Independence Day, or July 4th. This day, of course, commemorates the country's declaration of independence. Typically involves fireworks, as we know, parades, picnics, and various patriotic activities, as we all know.
Yeah.
Also, have you ever heard of the Obon Festival? It's observed in Japan. This is a traditional Buddhist event honoring ancestors. It involves various rituals, dances, and lighting of lanterns to guide the spirits of the departed. Also, there's Carnival, a vibrant celebration held in many countries, particularly in Latin America and the Caribbean. It features colorful parades, music, and it's just day and night long partying and events and having fun. So, so yeah. And last but not least, for some common celebrations are the Summer Olympics, right? Every 4 years, the Summer Olympics bring together athletes from around the world to compete in various sports. It captivates audiences and showcases remarkable athletic achievements. So I remember, just again, watching all the different sports, again, as a kid. So this happens every 4 years, you all. So, I would check it out because again, you only get once and you gotta wait quite a while to view the next one. But these are some common celebrations that occur in summer. Some fun facts that we'll each watch a video on. Have you ever heard of the term the dog days of summer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's watch this and see how, that term came to be.
6:25
the
right now.
dog
Get ready
park.
for another hot and humid day in Southwest Florida. It is going to feel hot. One area that
This is
Jason
like
showed
1
was
year ago.
already in the mid 90s, and he's also keeping an eye on those storms that could be coming this way. Here's a look at your hour-by-hour temperatures that Jason just popped up. Some may call it the dog days of summer, but where does that phrase actually come from? Jason Dunning is here with the answer.
Nate, Lisa, for the origin of the phrase dog days of summer, you actually have to go back to ancient times when civilizations like the Greeks and the Romans, they used the sky as a guide and sort of a calendar. And whenever they saw this particular constellation, Canis Major, which means the greater dog, can you see the resemblance? Yeah, it actually looks like a dog in the sky, and it's really marked by Sirius right there at the chest of the dog, one of the brightest stars in the sky. To see it from Southwest Florida, you have to look toward the east-southeast, right around 7 o'clock in the morning, and look just below Orion and Orion's belt. This is the position of that constellation from July 3rd through August 11th. The easiest way to spot it is to look for Sirius. Again, one of the brightest stars, and it has a nickname. Sirius is called the dog star, and it comes up just before the sun. So the Greeks and the Romans, they knew if they saw this coming up with the sun, they were in store for some pretty hot weather, because this position of Canis Major coincides with the hottest days of the year. And this is why we refer to this time as the dog days of summer.
Awesome. Okay.
Wow. Interesting, right?
Absolutely.
It would be. I noticed it would be very hot when they would say that in the South where I was. That's probably why they would say it. I wonder why they said it,
Oh, well, I'm glad it was helpful for you. And certainly I learned it as well. Because I was interested myself. I was like, why did they call it that? So, yes, so interesting. Next up, we'll be covering about crickets and temperature. So look, check this out, y'all. You can use a cricket to figure out the temperature of what's going on. So let's see what they say.
Hi, I'm Catherine with Yellow Farmer's Almanac. This is Weather Wit and Wisdom for July. One of our readers asks, I heard you can tell the temperature by counting the chirps of a cricket. Is that true? Yes, to determine the outside temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, count the number of times a cricket chirps in precisely 14 seconds and then add 40. For example, if you listen for 14 seconds and hear 30 chirps, add 40 and you've got 70 degrees Fahrenheit. We end today with a proverb. Expect rain when birds stop singing. Thanks for joining us. To learn more about cricket
I know,
thermometer,
right? But I just put it in the chat too. She said, count the number of times crickets chirp in 14 seconds and add 40 to determine the temperature in Fahrenheit. So if you're ever outdoors and you hear cricket, you can, if you don't have your phone, or if you just want to try it out, you can count the number of crickets and see what the temperature is. So,
Hey, Alex, this is Lynette. Right now in Nevada, in this place called, I think Elko and around Las Vegas, they got a gazillion crickets. I don't know if you all heard about it, but they cover the walls of buildings. They're gazillion on the street.
Oh,
The cars, it's crickets, and the cars slip and slide and have accidents because of all the juice. Did you hear that?
yeah. I think I heard of that, Lynette. So it's you know, the world is, you know, nature is crazy sometimes, right?
Yeah, and they be chirping by the thousand. It's running people crazy out there. And the temperature is over 100 degrees for the last how many days. So the crickets can definitely tell you that it's hot out there.
Oh yeah. So so there you go. Something, you know, use what you learn and think of what is happening in our world. So thank you so much, Lynette. Next up is we're gonna talk about the height of summer. So the height, what do you mean by the height? Well, let's see this video and see what it's talking about. But this is a concept that I learned in chemistry. So I found this topic quite interesting and a real life application. So the title is, does the Eiffel Tower shrink and grow? We'll see if it does.
Over its 131-year history, the Eiffel Tower has gotten taller thanks to radio and television antennas. But in addition to this new equipment added at the top, its metal structure gains or loses a few centimeters throughout the year. We're here to tell you all about it. When it was inaugurated for the Paris World's Fair on March 31, 1889, the Eiffel Tower, originally called the 300-meter tower, had a total height of 312 meters, making it the tallest tower in the world. It proudly held that title until 1931. That year, it was dethroned by the Empire State Building, 381 meters. Since then, the Eiffel Tower has continued to grow and today measures 330 meters, including the antennas that were successively added at the summit in 1957, 2000 and 2022 to broadcast radio and television. And it may not be over yet. A few centimeters gained in summer, but lost in winter. One of the reasons the Eiffel Tower is still as dazzling as ever is because it adapts to its environment and all types of weather conditions: wind, cold, rain, snow, frost, heat, etc. Like any metal, puddled iron is sensitive to variations in temperature and so reacts to high temperatures in summer and low, or even negative temperatures in winter. When temperatures rise, the tower increases in size. This is a natural physical phenomenon called thermal expansion. Heat causes an increase in volume that makes the Eiffel Tower a few centimeters taller. This expansion also causes the tower to tilt slightly away from the sun. The sun only hits one of the four sides of the tower, creating an imbalance with the other three sides that remain stable, thus causing the Eiffel Tower to lean. In this way, the sun's movement over the course of a clear day can cause the top of the tower to move in a more or less circular curve measuring approximately 15 centimeters in diameter. Conversely, when cold winter weather arrives, the metal structure contracts, and it can lose a few centimeters as well. Suffice it to say that these changes are natural and infinitesimal and have no impact on the robustness of the structure. They are also absolutely imperceptible to visitors and observers. On the other hand, high winds can cause it to wobble or vibrate somewhat without damaging the structure. Because the engineers at Eiffel's company had 20 years' experience designing metal viaducts, the tower was truly, with its curved shapes and edges, designed to minimize wind resistance. But of course, when the wind exceeds certain limits, we close the top floor, or even the whole tower, to protect the public and our staff from the risks posed by turbulent weather conditions.
I didn't know that. So yes, the Eiffel Tower shrinks and grows due to the temperature, and it actually curves in a very mini circle when it's hot, and it expands. So that's so interesting. Also, one cool fact that may relate to this is, roller coasters. When roller coasters are in motion, the tracks aren't just set in stone. Like they have to bend a little bit, because if it wasn't able to do that, then at one point, like it would not crack. It would split. I mean, the structure would just go all the way down. So it needs that, a little bit of leeway to be able to stay in place. So kind of like
it can't be too rigid and tight.
Yes, rigid. That's the word for it. So kind of the same thing with the Eiffel Tower. You heard that they said that like the wind, like even though it moves, it really doesn't affect its structure. But if it couldn't do that, it may succumb to different issues. So again, that's quite interesting to learn about the Eiffel Tower. So these are just some fun facts about summer and how the temperature and weather affects us on a daily basis. So next we'll get into our apps for today, you all. So again, we're covering Maps, Eventbrite, and Trivia Crack. So first up is Apple Maps, the good old directions from Apple themselves. You can explore the world. Apple Maps is the best way to navigate and explore the world, all with your privacy protection. Sorry. So for this one, I mainly have a video for you all to see that just shows you how to put in a destination, some different features that came with the iPadOS updates 16 last year and the improvements that they've made. So I feel like it does a pretty good idea. It shows you a pretty good idea of how to use the Maps app, but it's again always it's downloaded onto your iPad automatically because it's an Apple app. So you guys should find it on your first screen on your iPads. So again, we're going to watch this video on the improvements made to Maps in the most recent updates.
Maps is finally getting some significant enhancements, improved trip planning, public transit, walking directions, accessibility features, and place details. The most significant change is multi-stop routing. This guide highlights all the new features in Maps for iOS 16. If you've been using a third-party app for navigation, it may be time to go take a look at the Apple Maps app. Thanks for joining me on Ellen's Tips for iOS. If you haven't subscribed to the channel or turned on that notification from the beginning, and just go ahead and launch the Apple Maps app. So I've come into the search area. I've searched for Maps. I'm going to tap on Maps in the upper left-hand corner. And when I do, it basically comes into my home area to search for the map, to search the maps for a location that you want to see. And I've already searched. I want to go to the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia. So if you tap in search and start typing in Liberty Bell, it should pop up. And once it does, you'll see that I've recently looked at that because I was playing around earlier. But I'm going to go ahead and say Liberty Bell. And it tells me that it's going to take about 5 hours and 2 minutes to get there from my location. And that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and tap on that. But as you can see, there is other information there. You can look at the website there. You can get tickets to the Liberty Bell. If you pull up on this gray bar right here, you'll even get more information. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's go ahead and just tap on the directions where the car is located and says 5 hours and 2 minutes. And you'll see that from my location to, we're going to go to the Liberty Bell, and it gives you a few different ways to get there. But what's really cool about this new Apple Maps is that you can add another location to that. So we want to add a stop. So I'm going to tap on Add Stop. And this time I'm going to look for the National Civil War Museum. And as you can see, I typed it in before and it's there, but you could go ahead and type that in and it will appear. I'm going to tap on that. And so now we have two locations that I want to visit on this map, but they're not in the correct order. So the National Civil War Museum is in Harrisburg, PA, which is closer to me than the Liberty Bell. So as you can see on the right-hand side here, you see the hamburger icon. If I grab the hamburger icon next to National Civil War Museum and pull it up, now I can put that in the correct order that I want it to be in, and I'm going to make one stop before we get to the Liberty Bell.
Yeah.
Getting directions has been streamlined to accommodate multi-stop routing, and it's now easier than ever to change between the different modes of transportation. So if I select drive and click on that little down arrow, I can choose between walking, transit, cycling, or rideshare. I also have the option, if I choose either of these drop-down menus next to it, if I tap on one of them, I can put in the date and time that I want to leave at or arrive by. And the other option I have is I can choose to avoid tolls and avoid highways if I toggle those switches on. A few other things to note here. If I tap in the area where it says 5 hour and 21 minutes, if I tap in there, you'll be able to see the turn-by-turn directions that you would follow to get there. So if you get two options when you're, setting this up, you could actually take a look at both of them and see which way is better for you to go using those turn-by-turn directions. And then when you're ready and you have everything set up, you'll just go ahead, tap on Go, and the Apple Maps app will guide you to your location. After you've completed your drive and you come into the Maps app, you'll notice that there's a recent section, and so your most recent locations that you've driven to will probably be listed there. Above that, you'll see your favorite options, and you can tap on More and you can see all of those options. If you tap on the plus sign, you can search for a location and add it to your favorites area. Below that, you have guides that Apple provides. And if I tap on the guides area, you'll see that there's guides in North America, also, I believe, in London and in Australia. If I tap on the worldwide arrow, now you can see that. So these are the guides that are available in North America. And so if you're traveling to a city, this would be a great way to find out, the fun things to do or the different places that you might want to visit. And you can take a look at those whenever necessary. If you travel using public transit, you can add your transit card to Apple Maps. So let me swipe out of that and show you how that's done. I'm going to pull down on the screen to access the search bar, and I'm going to type in wallet. I'm going to open wallet, and
yeah, so if you, I wouldn't recommend, pulling out your iPad if you're like on the bus, or metro or something, but if you have an iPhone, then you can use this feature and just use your iPhone as your transit card, which is pretty cool.
I am going to come into the area where I can add a card, so I'm going to hit the plus sign. Alex, and when I do, you'll see that there's an option available to tap in on a transit card if those are available in your city or area. When planning or viewing a transit route, you can see the transit fares in select cities. So as you can see, we're traveling from Menlo Park to Sunnyvale Station. And if I pull up on the gray bar, you can see that these are the different departure times along with the cost of the transit fare and how you can pay for that transit fare. And if you have a transit fare card, you can pay for it directly inside of the Maps app. Siri can be very useful in helping us get to where we need to be. Here's how to get walking directions. What you want to do is either hold on the home button or side button on your device, or if you have the toggle turned on, you can say, "Hey Siri, get me walking directions to MJ Automotive."
Getting walking directions to MJ Auto Service Center.
Yeah, you see, it gave you the
And
directions.
Siri will find that location for you and give you walking directions to that location. Another thing you can do is upload photos to Apple Maps. And if you do, the Maps app has a toggle allowing companies to use the photos you upload using the built-in Maps rating feature. And this is relevant to companies that provide images to maps, including location, but not identity. And to toggle this switch on, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open the Settings app, and then we're going to tap on Maps. So we're going to locate Maps, tap on Maps, scroll to the very bottom, and you'll see there for photo use, allow photo providers to use your photos. You can choose to toggle that switch on or off if you want to. These may not be the revolutionary changes you were looking for, but these additions should make your navigation and trip planning much easier with iOS 16. Thanks so much for.
Yeah, so some features, and the last one I've never even heard of before, or thought of before watching this video. So, some of the pictures you may see when you're using Maps that may have been uploaded by, regular folks like us. But yeah, you can do stops now. You can, again, change if you're driving, if you're walking, if you're cycling, things of that nature. So you can explore that in your Apple Maps app. So what I did before, let me show you an example. So again, I opened the Maps app here, and as you can see on the left-hand side, some of the same things that she mentioned. You can add favorites, like you can add your home address if you want. If you just want to type in home, if you want to put in a location, you can add your work address, things of that nature. So, and you see your recent. So I recently searched DuPont Circle, Union Station. I typed in, and then these are some guides. So if you wanted a new guide, you would be able to add it there. And these are some different guides that are provided by Apple. So look, First Timer's Guide to DC. And look, it says the capital of the US, DC is teeming with history, culture, charming neighborhoods, and iconic landmarks. To make the most of your time, here's our list of must-see attractions you want to see when you visit the district. So look, national malls and memorial parks. So you can actually tap on that location. It tells you where it is, the time it takes. So it'll take 10 minutes from my location to drive to. You see there are sites, there are pictures, you see an about, so you can learn more about them. You can look at the ratings, you can see good to know facts, different guides, like the hours that they're in operation, their phone number, their website, their address. If there are any issues with the information, you can report it. You can also add it to your favorites, which is pretty cool. So again, you see there are different options here at the top. You can tap on the, it's default the car, but you can tap on that button to view the directions. You can view the website by hitting website. You can view the tickets, like she mentioned right here. You can view the ticket information. And there's more, like you can add it to your guides, your photos, and you can also add it to your favorites. So let's say that we are trying to go here. So I hit the go sign, and now you see there are different routes. So from my location, it'll take 10 minutes. It's 2 miles to get there from my location, and it's the fastest route, but there are also other locations or other directions as well. And I can change it to walking. I can change it to transit. I wish they showed you the fare, but it's normally $2 on a regular bus, but I wish they showed you the fare in DC if you do transit. But let's say we're coming from, DuPont, Circle. Let's say we're going from here. And if you can see, look, if I zoom out, it shows you the route. And you can select different routes by hitting the left-hand side or even tapping on the actual route itself on the map. And
Alice,
let's say
one for a walk when you finish this one.
yeah, so same, like I can just change it really quick. If I want to do walking, look, they show you that different walking directions. And look, they even tell you like gentle hills. So from DuPont Circle to the National Mall, it's 50 minutes walking this way, 49 minutes this way. So if you wanted to go through the White House route, or if you wanted to go through McPherson Square, you can change your routes. And again, like she said, you can preview the route. So like take a left on Pennsylvania Avenue, turn right on 15th Street, take a left on Pennsylvania Avenue, go on 14th Street. This is how you would walk there. So they even tell you the total elevation, the amount of the length that it takes for each route, which is, you know, really interesting. Again, for transit, look, for transit, there are different options. So look, the first one popular was the Metro. So you can take this train from DuPont Circle to Gallery Place and walk down to the National Mall, or you can take DuPont to Metro Center and then transfer on the Orange Line and go to Smithsonian. But let's say you wanted to just do bus. You see here on the right-hand side, like she said, I can change it to just bus. So look, from DuPont Circle, I could take the 42 down and transfer over to the 33 stop and take that all the way down to Constitution Avenue, and there you go. So as you can see, you can do it by driving, you can do it by walking, by transit, even by cycling. So if I wanted to bike there, look, it's only a 17-minute ride from DuPont to the National Mall. So again, more information like protected lanes. So if there's protected lanes on that route, it tells you if there are bike lanes, etc. Like she said, you see at the top left where it says directions, I can change it from DuPont Circle to National Mall. And then I can change it from the National Mall to DuPont Circle just by holding with my finger and adjusting where I'm going. So that's just really, want to keep it really simple today, but please, if you're traveling or if you need to go somewhere and plan in advance, please use your Apple Maps app and you'll be able to very well be prepared in your endeavor. So that is the Apple Maps app. Next up, we'll be covering Eventbrite, local events and things to do. You can discover popular local events and get event recommendations just for you. Get tickets and quickly access all of your Eventbrite tickets and event information from your device. Find something new to do, like concerts or festivals or classes or conferences, free events, you name it. And it's right in the palm of your hand. So, of course, like before, we go to the App Store on our iPad and we're gonna search for Eventbrite. So it's been in existence for many, many, many years. I used Eventbrite to get free tickets for DAR Constitution Hall. I went there to view a live taping of a Jeopardy Champions episode. So that was quite fun. I actually got to ask Alex Trebek, I actually got to ask him a question and I remember that moment. So I'll, remember that for the rest of my life. But that was because it was Eventbrite. So yeah, when you type in Eventbrite, it's gonna pop up right here on the top left-hand corner. And again, it's very, very, very popular. A lot of events and sessions are use Eventbrite to book it. So check it out. So you go ahead and download the app and we're gonna go ahead and open it and see how it works. So when you open it, of course, I want bigger. You see at the bottom right-hand side, you can change the size. So choose our location. You can do that now or you can do it later. Let's just go ahead and put Washington, DC. So there's Washington, DC. You can get notifications. Again, I recommend that you do get alerts for new events. So yeah, I'm going to allow notifications. And you can, you know, in order to actually book the ticket and get to show you how it may work. So I'll use my one of my emails. Doesn't matter which one, but again, make sure you all use your Apple ID. It makes things a lot easier to sign up. So it's very simple. You confirm your email, you add your first and last name, and you create a password. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this information out and come back to you all in a second. But I'm just typing in my email, I'm typing in my first name, my last name, and then I'm creating a password. So make sure that it's strong, and then as always, don't use the same password for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and create a password and hit sign up. And I'm going to come back to the session. So once you hit sign up, you'll get to this screen that says terms and conditions. So just make sure that you hit accept for those terms and conditions. And there you go. So it gives you this tab where you can look at different events that are happening, different promoters, different organizers, so you can follow them on your own accord. So when you open the app, this is what your app will look like. This is your home button. You see the navigation bars at the bottom left. You can see different events going on. So look, there's Art Walk DuPont. There's something called Cookie Cooler. There's Deer Summer Barbecue DC. And let's see what's that about. So all you do is tap on the event and you get to see more information. You notice at the bottom, you can heart it or favorite it for later. And if you hit these three dots, you can even share the event or say with your friends and family, or say that you're not interested. But let's see what's going on in Deer Summer Barbecue. So of course, some things are free, some things are paid for, of course. But look, it tells you the date, the address, the refund policy, about the event. It tells you the location, what's related to this event, etc. So let's see what the filters are for search. So if I hit search, maybe I can search through music or business, food and drink. Look, only free events. Let's do that and see what's free. Look, there's Art Walk DuPont. Let's see what's going on. So Art Walk DuPont, there are different dates and times you can select for this one. It's on 9 Hillier Court, Northwest, DC 2008. About this event, join the DuPont Circle Business Improvement District on the first Friday of every month from 6 to 8 p.m. for Art Walk DuPont. And if I hit read more, look, more information. It features the DuPont Circle Arts community. Each month, art galleries, museums, embassies, and more open their doors from 6 to 8 for a night of special programming. We hope you join us as we celebrate the arts. So that's pretty cool. Again, they give you the information organized by DuPont Circle. They give you more information about the organizer and what's related to this event. So let's say that we wanted to go to this event. So what do? We hit get tickets, right? When you hit get tickets, and let's say we're going to the upcoming one, here you go. General admission 1, it says free. For August 4th, it says sales ends on August 4th. Some events, the events, you can sign up for it until the day of. Some events, you have to sign up at least like a week before. I'm pretty sure in some instances. So just please make sure that you book it before it goes away. But here you go. There's one, it's free, $0, 0 cents. There's no cost to it. So we're gonna go ahead and hit register. Again, quite easy so far, right? And it gives you, contact information. So look at my name, you got to make sure your name is right. My email is there. You can also uncheck or check, keep me updated on more events and news from this event organizer, and send me emails about the best events happening nearby or online. So you can choose to have these off or on. I would recommend having the first one on because, things may change. But the second one is up to you. So let's go ahead and hit register. And you see it's doing this thing, and there you go, order complete. See you at the event. You can follow them like this organizer to receive notifications if you want. And look, you can even hit view your tickets. And it will show you all of your upcoming tickets. So there you go. The one we just booked is right here, August 2023. So that's the middle button in Eventbrite. You can view all of your tickets in this area. You can also view all of your past tickets. So if I was in my other account, you would see that dark Constitution Hall ticket I had back in, it was like 2014. I don't know. It was quite a long time ago. So. but yeah, that's the tickets. You see all of your favorites in the fourth button at the bottom. So all the favorite events, favorite organizers. So you see there's DuPont Circle, what we just did, and you can follow different collections. So if you hit collections, you can look at different collections of events. So like this one says Black Excellence and events that celebrate Black culture. Look, collections by Eventbrite. So you can see all of the different events that are available to you. And look, these are all online events right here. So there's so many different things that you can take advantage of. And we had the filter set on before for free. So I'm pretty sure these are all free. So just they'll tell you the information when you're inside of that certain collection. Last but not least, the bottom right button is your accounts button. So all of your likes, your tickets, your following, your notifications, you can copy the events to your Apple Calendar if you want. So it'll actually put to your calendar. You can change your primary city, you get support, you get to see about. So that's pretty much the app. So you just have to literally look through and see all the different organizers and events. But as you can see, look at all this stuff, you all. Like I'm just swiping all the way down. There's a lot going on. So just see if something interests you. So I hope this app was helpful. Last but not least for today, we are covering a game called Trivia Crack. Play, fun, quiz, questions, game. Have fun challenging people in the hottest trivia game. Let their friendly spinner wheel, Willie, select which questions you'll answer from 6 different categories. Be the first to get the 6 crowns to win, but watch out for the rematch. So I actually have a quick video for y'all to see about just generally what this game is all about. And it's actually their 10th anniversary. This app has been in existence for 10 years. Yeah, you answer questions, you learn more. So let's get right into it. So as always, you go to the App Store and you hit the search on the bottom right-hand side, and you're gonna type the name of the app. It's very, very popular. So I type it, I search it, and they even have a second version of the game as well. So they're both quite popular, but we'll just start off with the original. So look, you just download it and you open the app. So as you can see, it said update. So anytime you see it says update, make sure you tap on update. So so that way, you're able to open the app. So right now the app is updating. But again, when you're in the App Store, you can view all different information about the game, reviews, etc. So please make sure you look for the information before you download an app. So it's almost not updating you all. So we are going to get into it in a second. Yeah, it's downloading. There you go. It says open. So let's have some fun, you all. So let's see if we can get some questions right. So when you open the app, this is what it looks like. And again, you just follow all the prompts on the screen. Public notifications, yeah. So you can sign in different manners if you want. Sign in, so play with friends. You can sign in with Apple. You can sign in with Google. You can sign in with the email address. So again, I'm just gonna type in my iCloud email. But I recommend you use you hit Apple ID, so much easier. So like we'll create a new account. So let's create that account. And there we go. So it takes us right into the app where look, this is what your game will look like. So it says tap me. There are first steps exploring. Hi, I'm Willie. Join me to play different game modes and become an expert. Your first steps, the following tasks will help you discover all the game has to offer. So let's do it. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Well, first, if you hit the settings or settings button or the bar button at the top right, let's just turn off the sound for you all or the music so that way we can hear. And let's go ahead and hit play. Let's see what goes on. So of course there are different modes that you unlock as you play the game. So let's start off with classic. So like tap here will find you an opponent of your level. So let's do random opponent and let's hit play now. So it's finding, there you go. So it says tap to spin the wheel. So when you spin the wheel, it changes the topic based on what you get. So let's see what we get. We get, that one is art. So we're learning about the arts. Let's see if we know the answer. So it says, how many letters are there in the English alphabet? I think we all know this one.
26.
26.
26. Yeah.
There you go. So we hit continue and you won art. So that gets you one question right. Let's play again. So this one's going to be science. What is that?
A raccoon.
Yeah, that's a raccoon, you all. I know it'll be better. I know it'll be better on your screen. But yep, that is a raccoon.
Is that what it is? It looks like a little black blob.
No, it's I see the eyes, you know, the eyes, that gives it away. So yeah, and then let's do one more time. You see the bar at the bottom, we got 2 questions right, so 2 of them bars are filled. So here goes the last question. Let's do science again. Where would you find a producer of pearls?
In the ocean.
In the ocean.
Yeah, the ocean, right? Yeah, you're right. So again, we hit continue. And look, so we get to choose a character we want. So I can't think of the top of my head what this game reminds me of, but it's like you get a certain token or a certain thing to progress. So let's choose. Let's see. I'm not much of a sports guy, so let's choose sports, and let's hit play. So this is where you can choose to get that trophy. So what object is referred to as a pixel?
Football.
Yeah, football. So you see, because we got that correct, you see now the sports thing underneath my name is now lit. So you want to, the goal of the game is to get all of the different characters before your opponent. So we'll play one more time, one more round of questions, but not so hard, right? Okay, history. Let's see what's going on with history. What country's forces were not involved in the World War II Battle of Dunkirk? I don't know this one, you all.
Great Britain.
United States.
Great Britain.
So you see you have a time limit, so 5 seconds. So let's see if Great Britain is right. Oh, see, it's not. So you see, wrong answer.
It's France, I think.
It's okay.
No, Germany.
No, it was the United States. So
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll see the green if it's whatever is right if you answer incorrectly. But look, wrong, you lose your turn. Wait for your opponent to answer. But look, we we got one trophy out of the 6. So all you do is keep going, and you make sure that you win or get all of your trophies before your opponent. But these are first steps, and you collect rewards for playing the game. So as you can see, that is how you play Trivia Crack. And you see at the bottom, you can add more games. You can play up to 4 games at a time. You can also invite a friend too. So if you wanted to hit invite a friend, you can send it as an email, or you can send it as iMessage. You can actually ask them if you want to play against each other. There are different buttons here, like here's the one with the 1 medal on it. So there's a challenge. There's a challenge that you can do. There's, let's see what this one right here. This one is a trivia-a-thon. Answer questions nonstop. Get them wrong and start again. Your streak determines your prize. So look, another feature that you can take advantage of. If I hit the top right with the treasure map, that's first steps. So that's how you get your rewards. And what does this skull icon mean? Let's see what it says. Survival. It says answer questions correctly to stay alive. Compete in real time to earn points for the rank. So let's just see what this game mode is about, you all. So let's see how long we can survive. So look, there's different people for the challenge. So I guess you're playing against 9 other folks. So let's see if we can win, you all. What is the
Chester.
name of the yeah?
Chester.
And Cheetos commercials.
Wow.
Chester.
Cheetos.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're right. 8 people got that right, including us. So look, those 2 people are out at the bottom. So now it's who was the first leading role was in the 1964 Fistful of Dollars.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. Yeah.
Okay, good. I haven't heard of that. So cool. Let's say Clint Eastwood. Yeah, everybody got that right. Except for that one. So, okay, what is the home of Superman? Where is the home of Superman? You said Metropolis? Okay, good. So you see, you get 10 seconds to answer and change your answer. So, we keep going. So everybody got that right. So again, we gotta keep going. Where did the term heart to heart come from? Shakespeare, Hamilton, SNL, or Les Miserables?
Probably Shakespeare.
Yeah, I guessed it. I think that came from Romeo and Juliet. I'm not sure. But you see, you get 10 seconds. You all. Which country borders Estonia? Russia, Germany, India, or Spain?
Spain. Germany.
Russia. Yeah, there you go. Russia. Okay. Okay. We got what when combining what 2 groups of colors will always get you brown? What is it?
Red and green.
No.
Oh man. It says prime. So you see, it takes, you got to really answer them. But look, yeah. So only 3 people got it right. So we did a good job, you all. That was good. So look, now we hit claim, and we claim our prizes. So we were 30. You write answers. We got 30 points. So you see, they come in time intervals. So if you win the first place, you get those rewards. If you win second place, you get those rewards. And if you win third place, you get them. So we did our best, you all, but you see there are different attempts. So you can keep playing, and whoever gets gold, silver, and bronze, they get those prizes. But that's cool, right? It just keeps you on your feet. So look, we answered a question in survival. We got 2 science questions correct. And you just keep going. So I would explore the app and see if we learn a lot from this stuff. All different areas: science, art, history, sports, music, all different topics. So it's quite fun. At the bottom, there are different navigation buttons as well. So you can see everything in one page. So the first steps, the challenges, survival, etc. The middle one is there are reward centers. I wouldn't mess too much around with that. The 4th button is the rankings. So the more you play, the more points that you get. And if you receive any messages for anybody, you'll see them in the bottom right-hand corner. you can also create a message as well. But that is this game. So that was a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
AARP has one too. Trivia one for sports and the regular classic one. I played that, but the sports one I very rarely get any points because I don't know that one.
Oh yeah, so it's cool. So there are different versions of this app as well. So check it out. But I would start off with the first one. So so yeah, we're gonna have an overview and discussion you all now. So that was a lot of fun. So I hope you learned a lot. And again, we have our lunch club in about 20 minutes, and we have our module 5 with Jordan at 1:30. So please stay on for that. But we'll be ending in about 10-15 minutes or so that way you can get something to eat, something to drink, and so that way we can get ready for our book club for today. But if please raise your hand if you have a question. I'll be going based on the hands first. But if you have a question for me, I'd like you to answer one as well. So what is one new fact that you learned today? What app or apps are you interested in trying out? What is your favorite summer memory? Or how will you enjoy your summer in 2023? So first up is Lynette. So go ahead, Lynette. How's it going?
Hi, Alex.
Today.
I'm doing well. Hope you are too. I have 2 questions. First question is about the Apple app. Is that the one that's already on your phone or iPad?
Yeah, the Maps app, that's the Apple app. So that's already on your iPad. So you just have to look for the icon or search for the app in the spotlight. Okay.
Second question. That Eventbrite, I get those invitations from time to time from people. Do they go in and set their own event up on that app?
Yep. So if I go back to the App Store, Lynette, and I didn't explore it too much myself, but I saw that it was there. If I type in Eventbrite, you saw we got kind of how you say, not the consumer side, but the customer side. But you see there's Eventbrite Organizer, or there's this portal. So again, I'm not, I would say the organizer would be your best bet to manage event sales and attendees, monitor sales. So I think this is how you can set up your own event if you want. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but they usually they have an app for something. So I hope that helps out.
I use them all the time.
It does. Well, tell me, whoever just said that, Maddie, you set it up yourself?
I just go in Eventbrite and I search for whatever subject I'm looking for. It will give me everything that's, that they have listed. Say I want to, say, because I like to play poker, I would go in and search for poker, or I used to go in and search for BidList to find out things that were set up, and then I can register for them.
Okay. Yeah, Lynette, she's talking about the customer side. So yeah, you can search pretty much for any events. Events in the
and you can add
app.
your own.
Okay.
So I will check it out and see what's going on with that. Okay, Lynette?
Thank you, Alex, very much.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for coming on.
I plan to enjoy my summer this summer by
more
exercise.
Say that again, Lynette.
I said I'm planning to enjoy my summer by doing a little bit more exercise. I know it doesn't fun, but it's a long-term healthy thing.
I can definitely feel that, Lynette. I've been trying myself to take more walks and be more active. So we got to take it one day at a time. And I mean, just you all, please don't go out in this 100-degree heat. I wouldn't, I'm gonna make sure I get everything done today. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be really hot. So yeah, just please be safe. But
thank you very much.
No problem, Lynette. You have a good day.
You too.
Next up is Sheila. Hey, Sheila, how's it going? I hope you enjoyed today.
How are you today?
Good.
Well, my thing is, I was concerned about the weather because this has been the hottest summer ever. they say on television that this is the hottest summer ever. Now, see, that bothers I wear oxygen all day. So that bothers me about the weather and putting on the air conditioner. I'm afraid that I'm gonna burn my air conditioner out, you know. Because
I feel you.
Yeah, because they said that the heat is coming here. Now the heat's already been here, but the 100-degree weather is coming.
Yeah, tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, it'll be really hot. So again, that's why we canceled.
It's gonna be hotter, you know.
Yes, that's why we canceled our library training. So that way you all don't, I don't want to go in that heat, and I know y'all don't. We wouldn't want to put anybody in that heat if they don't have to. So it's
right, and that heat is rough. When it blacks out, when all the electricity is cut off, that's when I'm at my worst. Because
I understand.
I'm not getting any oxygen, and the air is so hot that it makes it hard to breathe.
So, we just gotta hope for a power outage less summer, right?
Yeah, that's true. But you know how that goes.
I know. Well, we just gotta hope for
Do
the
you
best.
have a medical form filled out from Pepco where they will get to you right away?
I've done that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you for mentioning that, Ms. Doris. So yes, I hope you the best, Sheila. Any other questions or comments you had about today's session?
Summer is nice. What I remember, my summer memory is going to the beach, Sandy Point, and going there and putting my feet in the water, because that's about that's about all I would get in the water. I would get in the water to my waist. That's it. Okay.
Oh, that's cool. I remember the last time I went to the beach was last year. I went to Ocean City, and that was my first time on a beach in like almost 15 years.
Yeah, so I haven't been back since. I haven't been back in a long time.
Right. It's so maybe I don't know about this, so maybe in the future. So I thank you for sharing that memory. But let us know if you need anything else, okay, Sheila?
Okay.
Thank you so much. Next up is Geraldine.
Hi, Alex. Hi,
hey,
Alex.
Geraldine.
Yeah, I learned a lot today. I learned about Eventbrite and the Trivia Crack game, but the winter and summer solstice is what I learned. But the summer solstice starts, I think it said between the 20th and the 22nd, but usually we celebrate the beginning of summer before that, because we really celebrated after Memorial Day. And the same for the winter solstice. We celebrate winter. We start getting ready for winter before the winter solstice on the 20th or 21st or whatever. So anyway, I learned that today. That was interesting.
Yeah. So I think I don't know if they mentioned it in the video, but there's two different you're right in that respect. So there's two different kinds of summers. There's the astronomical summer.
Yeah.
So that the summer, the solstice, and again it changes. So like this year it was June 21st. Next year it will be June 20th.
Okay.
And then the next year after it will be I'm sorry about that. I don't know why they keep unmuting themselves, but so that's the astrological summer, but then there's the meteorological summer. So that always begins on June the 1st and it ends on August 31st. So when you say that people usually celebrate after Memorial Day, because right on June 1st, that's the meteorological summer. That's the Gregorian calendar. So so you're right. So in some people celebrate on the 1st because they know of it as the meteorological summer, and some people know it as for our seasons and what actually occurs in nature, the summer really starts between June 20th and 22nd.
Okay. Thank you. But it was interesting.
I know, right? Just learning about crickets and what Dog Days of Summer means and how the Eiffel Tower, and you can think of it just not for that, but for all metal. That's how metal works out. That's a characteristic that it expands and the opposite of that in the summer and winter. So I'm glad you found that interesting.
Yes, that was interesting. Thank you.
No problem. Geraldine, let us know if you need anything else. All right.
Okay. Alex, this is Gracie. One day when we come on, could we challenge a group and play a whole game with them with the trivia thing? See if we can beat them.
I'll definitely keep that in mind. What I would implore you all to do with each other is if two of you download it and you can invite each other and play against each other. So I mean that's a great idea. So we're coming up with something similar for you all. So we'll have more details when we have everything set in stone. But we'll keep that in mind, okay, Gracie?
Yeah, I want to see if the other seniors are as smart as we are.
Well, again, we'll keep that in mind. So thank you, Gracie.
Okay.
Next up is sorry, I got to make sure that we get through the hands, you all. I don't want to cut anyone off, but I got to make sure that we're ready for 12 o'clock as well. So Brenda, hey Brenda, how's it going?
I'm good, Alex. How are you?
Good. I hope you enjoyed today.
Yes, I did. Now, what I've learned, I've heard the term Dog Days of Summer, but I just never knew what it meant. So that was interesting. Interesting to know. And then the Eventbrite, I have that on my phone. I've had that since last year. So they send me notifications of upcoming events. So I mean, I have that already, so I enjoy that. And then with the Apple Maps, I won't be using that because I use Lyft or Uber, so I don't.
Well, maybe you'll need it. I know it's just good to know. Maybe you'll need it in the future. Maybe you just happen just to have your iPad and you just want to look at directions, or maybe someone asked you for directions or something. So I understand that. And but just know that it's there, and it did a good job of showing me how to get there, different options of travel. I can make different stops, so it's a quite an easy and interactive experience when using it. So I know you'll use it if you need to. So
if I do, and you know what, I have the Google Maps on my phone, so
yeah. I mean, it's hey.
I won't get lost.
Right. Whatever is most comfortable. Of course, there are so many different mapping apps available. Like like you said, Google Maps. There's Waze. There's probably Yahoo Maps on here or something. So it's whatever you find most comfortable. But since it's Apple, that's it has a lot of features and it gets updated. You know that it gets updated every month and every year. So that's why I like using it. So,
right. And also, I wanted to tell you how I'm going to enjoy my summer. Now, since the weather being so hot like it is and the air quality is not good, what I'm going to be doing is staying in the house and occasionally peep out the window, maybe open the door and look outside, and that's it. So,
oh my goodness.
When the air quality gets better, I'm sure I'll be going out, going to the pool or somewhere. But right now, it's just, I can't take the heat. I don't like a lot of heat.
Oh, me too, Brenda. Even again, I've said to you, I'm from Atlanta, so I don't know why I love my winter is my favorite. I don't know. I love just how calm and how the air is. But summer, like I love. Sometimes it's just easy to put on a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and some shoes. In the winter, you got to think about layers and snow and tripping on snow and all that stuff. So there are goods and bads to, at all times of year. So you just got to make the best of it, just like you said. So we staying indoors and we keep them cool, just like you said.
Yes, exactly.
But I hope you enjoyed today, Brenda. Let us know if you need anything else.
I did, yes.
All right. And last but not least, Thank you. Last but not least is Louise, and then we'll take our break for a few minutes. So go ahead and hit unmute in the middle, Louise. There you go.
Yeah,
Hey, Louise, how's it going?
I didn't know anything about the summer solstice. I thought, oh my God, I just heard about that. That was something new. And about the dog days of summer. And it took me back to when I was a child. We used to use the moon for direction, like in the country. In the country, if you have to go someplace early, you would look to see where the moon was. And so my mom used to make cakes and stuff, and we take them we used to take them to the country. And so one morning early, my brother and I, they sent us with 2 trays of cake, and we had to put them on our head, you know.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. And when we got to the store to deliver it, it was 3 a.m.
Oh, my. Not 3 a.m.
The moon fooled my parents, and they thought it was a different time. And I never forget that. We were hugging each other in the front of the store. We were waiting for the shopkeeper to open. And he said, it's 3 a.m. You always have to wait till we wake up. We have to sit there today.
Oh, goodness.
It was so pitiful. But anyways, I remember going to the Dunn's River Fall in Jamaica.
Oh.
And it was always so cold. We had to take lunch and everything because you're there for all day. You know, you take a bus and have a good time. Those were good childhood memories.
Oh, man.
Now, you don't have that cold water. You go in the pool, it's nice and warm. So I plan to go to church on Sundays and come back inside and stay cool.
Oh, my goodness. Well, yes.
Yes, for the rest of the days.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, Louise. That was, I didn't know you went to Jamaica. I didn't know you were in there. We didn't know that story. So that's just, so interesting. And I'm sure it piqued everybody else's interest as well. So thank you so much for that, Louise. I said, thank you so much for that, Louise. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation.
You're welcome. I thought it was really funny.
Oh, it was. So again, thank you so much for sharing. And to everyone that asked questions and answered these questions, I really appreciate it, you all. It was a lot of fun today, right?
Yes,
it was.
Yeah.
Awesome. So again, Wednesdays are our days.
Yes, it was.
Next week, we'll have as much fun and keep on learning. So again, thank you so much for participating today.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Alex.
Yes, I'm gonna give you all a 5-minute break. We'll be starting at 12:05 for our lunch club, and I just gotta get ready for you all. So we're gonna have some fun. So get something to eat, something to drink, something to munch on, use the restroom, and we'll be on in 5 minutes. So just please keep that in mind. So thank you so much, you all. See you in a bit.